Hello there. Welcome to a challenge that's equal parts silly and daring. Today, we're doing something a bit daft, a no mirror makeup challenge. That's right, I'm about to attempt a full face of makeup without a single reflective surface in sight. Usually, a mirror is your best mate for makeup, guiding every brushstroke and helping you avoid disaster. But where's the fun in always being sensible? Sometimes, you have to throw caution to the wind and see what happens. My clay characters never get a mirror, and their wonky smiles are what make them charming. Their imperfections give them personality, and I think there's something beautiful about that. So why not try it on my own face? No peeking, no reflections, just trusting my hands and instincts. It's a real test of memory and muscle, and maybe a bit of luck. It's a bit like inventing. Sometimes you have to experiment, make mistakes, and laugh at the results. You never know if it'll work until you try, and that's half the fun. Today, we're saying goodbye to perfection and embracing the wobble and the smudge. It's about having fun, not about flawless results. The plan? Go for a full face of makeup, no mirror, not even a shiny spoon to cheat with. Just me, my makeup, and a sense of adventure. It could turn out to be a masterpiece, or it might be a right old mess. Either way, I promise it'll be a laugh, and maybe you'll be inspired to try it too. Let's gather our things, take a deep breath, and see what happens when we let go of control for a bit. Ready for a bit of chaos and creativity? Let's begin this mirrorless adventure together. Every good inventor needs their tools, and when it comes to makeup, it's no different. Just like a sculptor with their chisels or a painter with their brushes, I rely on my trusty kit to bring my ideas to life. For this experiment, I've gathered all the essentials, each item carefully chosen for its role in the process. My makeup kit is a bit like a toolbox, filled with everything I need to transform a blank canvas into something special. There's foundation for a smooth, even base, and powder to set it all in place so nothing slips or slides. These are the basics, the groundwork for everything that follows. Then comes a rosy blush to add a healthy flush to the cheeks, bringing a bit of life and colour to the face. For the eyes, I've picked a simple brown eyeshadow for some subtle depth and a pointy black eyeliner to define the shape. Precision is key, even if I can't see what I'm doing. Mascara is next, for fluttery lashes that make the eyes pop. It's amazing how much difference a little swipe can make. And of course, a bold red lipstick. Wallace would call it cheerful, and I have to agree. It's the finishing touch that brings the whole look together. All my brushes are lined up, from big and fluffy for blending to small and precise for details. Each one has its own job, and I'll need them all for this challenge. The rules are simple: no mirrors, no peeking, and absolutely no cheating. It's just me, my muscle memory, and a bit of luck. I'll cover the mirror, take a deep breath, and sit at my table, ready to begin. I'll be applying everything by touch alone, relying on my sense of feel and a little bit of intuition. How hard can it really be? Well, those are famous last words, aren't they? I'm a little nervous, but also excited to see what happens. The setup's ready, the tools are set, and I've got everything in place. There's no turning back now. Let's see if I can paint my face as well as I paint my characters. This is a true test of skill, creativity, and maybe a bit of luck. Here goes nothing. On to the first step. Wish me luck. Foundation first. I dabbed it on, hoping for even coverage. Blending by feel is odd. Some spots felt thick, others bare. It's like frosting a cake with your eyes closed, probably a big blob somewhere. Next, powder. I dusted it on, aiming for my T-zone, but who knows where it landed. A sneeze sent powder everywhere, a proper muddle. My face felt dry and stiff, but I pressed on. Was I a smooth masterpiece or a flowery mess? No clue. The foundation and powder were done, but I had a sinking feeling about the result. Still, no turning back now. Onto the eyes. This is where it gets tricky. If the base is this wobbly, what will the rest look like? Only one way to find out. Let's keep going. Time for the eyes, the part I dreaded most. I dipped the brush in brown shadow, guessing where my eyelid was. One eye probably got a smudge, the other, who knows? Eyeliner next. Drawing a straight line blind is like a brain teaser. One flick up, one down. My hands felt clumsy, poking and prodding. Mascara was a sticky adventure. Dots on my eyelid, lashes clumped, and probably some on my cheeks. I imagined a toddler with a marker could do better, but there's no stopping now. The eyes felt strange, but I had to finish. Cheeks and lips were next. The grand finale. What a sight I must be. Still, it's all part of the fun. Let's add some color and see how wild this gets. Onward. Blush time. I grinned and brushed pink onto my cheeks, hoping for symmetry. Probably ended up with one rosy circle higher than the other, but that's character. Now, the grand finale bright red lipstick. I traced my lips, hand shaking, certain I missed the mark. Pressed my lips together, likely just smeared it more. My face felt heavy and odd, but the challenge was complete. Was it art or a fright? No idea, but I was curious. Time for the big reveal. I braced myself for a laugh. Whatever the result, it's been a wild ride. Let's see what I've created. Moment of truth. The reveal. I pulled off the tea towel and burst out laughing. My face was a patchy, streaky disaster. Foundation missed spots, powder clumped, and a bold orange jawline. The eyes were chaos. One shadow up to my brow, the other barely there. Eyeliner? One thick, droopy line, one tiny flick. Mascara dots everywhere like a confused panda. The lipstick was a glorious mess, nowhere near my lips. Blush? 2 pink circles, one much bigger than the other. Altogether a colourful, lopsided disaster. But honestly, it was brilliant. I wouldn't have it any other way. Sometimes the best results come from a bit of chaos. This was a cracking success in its own silly way. What a laugh. So, what did I learn? Well, a lot more than I expected, honestly. Makeup is much harder than it looks. True respect to the pros. It takes patience, a steady hand, and a sense of humor. But perfection isn't everything. Sometimes the mess is the best part. The smudges, the uneven lines, the unexpected colors, they all tell a story. If you try this, use washable makeup, lay down newspaper, and don't stress about the cleanup. It's all part of the process. And do it with a friend for extra laughs. Sharing the experience makes it even more memorable. Don't be afraid to make a mess. Just have fun. Let go of expectations and see where your creativity takes you. It's like my clay animations. Sometimes things don't go as planned, but that's where the magic happens. The little imperfections give things charm. They make each creation unique and full of personality. This wasn't really about makeup. It was about self-expression and embracing the unpredictable. It's about letting yourself play. Whether it's clay, paint, or lipstick, every tool is just another way to show who you are and what you feel. The joy is in the trying, not the result. Experiment, explore, and don't worry about being perfect. Give yourself permission to be silly, to make mistakes, and to enjoy every second of it. And laugh at the outcome, no matter how wild or unexpected it is. Sometimes, the biggest disasters make the best stories. Those are the moments you'll remember and share. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I've earned a break, and maybe a snack. I need a good wash. Time to scrub off the evidence and start fresh. Thanks for joining this wild adventure. Remember, creativity is always worth the mess.